So who are the sisters? Name dropped during the Zero Crisis event by the leader of the Seven, the Foundation.
And the sisters?
I can get you all of them.
The comic gives us a drip of information regarding Geno, and that the fact he controls the 0 point. With the 0 point being controlled by the Order, we have to assume that Geno is also part of the Order. So with the Foundation associating Geno with the sisters...
Geno! I can get you to Geno.
And the sisters?
The sisters are likely also in allegiance with the Order, or are the Order. And all we know about the sisters is their name. And I think with a new chapter about to drop, or the flip side, could the sisters have their first involvement at the end? And I have a theory that literally came to me, and I want to get it off my chest, because it kind of makes sense. With Geno controlling the 0 point, the sisters could be an embodiment of what the loop is. Let me explain. With some awesome imagination too, and a Marcus Rouge celebration, and possibly JB Chimpanski. Yes, you never thought you would hear them together. I have one. The sisters are a mystical power trumping what's come before, like even the Cube Queen, Midas, Superman, and even the Seven. People who are in the loop cannot speak. If a looper interacts with someone who isn't looped and can talk, to them it sounds like gibberish, so they cannot hear. Yeah, so things like the Seven suits, or Jonesy's rift device, or the IO Order's guards' suits, that protects them from the effects of the loop. So they can talk normally to each other, but if you're muted and looped, you can't understand them. And every 22 minutes, the loop resets. So it's almost after that 22 minutes, whatever you saw, you didn't actually see. Until you escape the loop, and then you're outside the loop and you get your looped memories back only. So when you're inside the loop, you really cannot see, you're blinded by it. But emotions are kept, like someone is almost wanting you to do good. Do anyone know where I'm going with this? So could the sisters be a depiction of a famous proverb? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. So you can't speak inside the loop, speak no evil. You can't hear anyone, you can't really understand what people are saying, hear no evil, and you cannot see no evil because the loop resets after 22 minutes. Until you're outside the loop, you cannot remember them. So until you escape the loop, it's like you don't really see anything or take anything in. So there could be 3 sisters, and each sister sort of controls each element of what the loop is doing. You know, one is muting everyone, one is making everyone forget, and one is making you not able to understand what anyone is saying. So it's almost like someone doesn't want you to see any evil, hear any evil, or speak of any evil. Someone like maybe the Order, the imagined Order. So I scaled Fortnite to find any mention of the 3 wise monkeys, and obviously the only mention is the Marcus Rouge emote, which obviously was already his celebration, so nothing really correlated with Fortnite itself. And it's not until I look at Chimpanski and his description where it gets a little bit more interesting. So here we go. His description is, it was all fun and spacewalks until Nay left him behind. Now usually when Nay is mentioned, they're talking about the Order, but this is not capitalized, so maybe they're not talking about the Order. They talk about Nay, they talk about others who isn't the Order. Obviously this is working with the theory that if Fortnite does introduce this as a story arc, and that they will make the sisters primates as well as Chimpanski, so that's why I'm going with it. So you might be asking me, where does JB Chimpanski come into this? Well, there's actually a 4th line to this famous proverb: see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, do no evil. And that's probably where JB Chimpanski could come into this, because he's literally standing in like the pre-game lobby with his thumbs up, like almost like do good, do no evil. Who are the astronauts that left him behind? Are the astronauts the sisters from maybe thousands and thousands of years ago? Because with the loop resetting, you don't really know how old or young some of these loopers are, and they could be thousands and thousands of years old. They're not aging, so Chimpanski could have been in the loop for years, being controlled by his sisters, and that'd be an awesome story arc. And also with his thumbs up, depicting, in my opinion, the do no evil. And then imagine the sisters next to him covering their eyes and their ears and their mouth. So there's still so much we don't know about the loop. Now the 0 point created all realities, but each reality to our knowledge doesn't have a loop effect where people forget who they are, can't remember stuff, and then get looped every 22 minutes. It seems like the Fortnite Island is the only reality that experiences that. Maybe because we're reality 0 and we're the nearest reality to the 0 point, and that's sort of like an effect from the 0 point. And maybe the loop is nothing to do with the 0 point, and it's not a correlating effect from the 0 point, and that the sisters came thousands of years ago and formed the Order and then manipulating this reality. Or maybe the sisters were trying to protect this reality and then the Order started to manipulate them and keep them to control the loop. So maybe the astronauts that left them behind are the sisters, maybe many moons ago. And because Chimpanski has the ability to do no evil, he can trump their powers, so they put him inside a loop so they don't have to deal with him ever. And you also have to remember, guys, that JB Chimpanski is the leader of the war effort faction. And you got to remember all the other leaders that's gone before. Midas, Dr. Sloan, the Foundation, all important characters to each of the factions. So it'd be a bit weird that if this guy's completely sort of out the loop, and I'm not talking about the Fortnite loop, I mean, all them characters have been important. The device event, and that was of course Midas, who controlled Ghost, and now as we know controlled Shadow, which I did surmise for a couple of seasons anyway. And then obviously you have the Foundation, who controls the Seven. So I reckon that Chimpanski could be more important to his storyline than we actually first thought. Yeah, so why would Fortnite mention these astronauts unless it's some sort of connection with, you know, the season 3 astronauts? But maybe this is something different. There's also more information about JB Chimpanski from his character book collection. JB is a dedicated general organising the war effort against the cubes. If he happens to find out what happened to the astronauts who abandoned him under suspicious circumstances, well, that would be a plus. That's a little weird, no. That would be a plus. I feel like there's emphasis on that. I don't know why. A plus. But about the sisters, I really do believe they're probably the be-all or end-all of the imagined order, and actually Geno is not the leader and Geno is below the sisters in my opinion. Because when orders are depicted in TV shows, films, books, comics, they're always old and they always start by some sort of biblical, religious or sort of followage sort of principle. I believe that's what the Order is. If you go back to Hunter's Haven in Chapter 2, Season 5, there was books, testaments, tablets, like stone tablets, sort of in their Hunter's Haven houses, what were obviously part of the Imagined Order, and their main hunters. So I reckon there's some sort of connection there, that the Order started from one sort of being, or multiple beings being the sisters. And then after thousands of years, we're now at this point here, Chapter 2, Season 8, and the Cube Queen is here. The Foundation's probably going to turn up. We're going to have some fun. Now, the problem is, even though this is an end event, I feel like every single event is an end event. We're seeing the end of many story arcs, like the device. Obviously, everything was going on behind the scenes in loading screens, map changes, and that's how a story is told in Fortnite. So an event normally is the end of that story. Now, obviously, we don't know anything about the sisters, and this is just me literally surmising, trying to have a bit of fun with the storyline, trying to take different elements of sort of storyline, because a lot of the storyline is very much influenced by like Norse mythology. People didn't know, the island getting engulfed by flames, the volcano, the ice event, frozen, for destruction of the old world, the creation of the new world. That is very much a Ragnarok story arc. They do take other elements of things, so this could be another one. But of course, guys, if you made it this far into the video, or you watched the first 2 minutes, sort of got the gist of it and went away, and that's fine. Guys, I appreciate all the support. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's been your boy, mrjayowhy. Until next time, bye bye.